Just took a shower, so my hair is all wet here. I'm going to be reading The Blessings of the Promised Land. So, that's what we got to think about, is our blessings. We have so many more blessings than we can even imagine. They're saying, count your blessings. Always good to do. So, without further ado, therefore, you shall love the Lord your God and keep his charge, his statutes, his judgments, and his commandments always. Know today that I do not speak with your children who have not known and who have not seen the chastening of the Lord your God, his greatness in his mighty hand and his outstretched arm. So he's not judging the children. They didn't see anything that God did. He's talking to the parents. He said, you're the one that saw it. Okay. His signs and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt, to Pharaoh king of Egypt, and all his land. What he did to the army of Egypt, to the horses and their chariots, how he made the waters of the Red Sea overflow them as they pursued you, and how the Lord has destroyed them to this day. What he did for you in the wilderness until you came to this place, and what he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliah. Courtney, okay? The son of Reuben, how the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, their households, their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. So, when you're a mess, okay, and I'm not talking about a mess that Jesus is going to take care of, okay, I'm talking about just a mess that you're not going to change no matter what, okay? You don't want to change, you just want to be a mess, okay? Nobody wants to deal with you. I mean, not even the earth. Earth thing swallowed Dathan up. But your eyes have seen every great act of the Lord which he did. Therefore, you shall keep every commandment which I command you today, that you may be strong and go in and possess the land which you cross over to possess, and that you may prolong your days in the land which the Lord swore to give your fathers, to them and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land which you go to possess is not like the land of Egypt from which you have come, where you sowed your seed and watered it by foot as a vegetable garden. But the land which you cross over to possess is a land of hills and valleys, which drinks water from the rain of heaven. A land for which the Lord your God cares. The eyes of the Lord your God are always on it, from the beginning of the year to the very end of the year. So, the whole time, okay? And it shall be that if you earnestly obey my commandments, which I command you today, to love the Lord your God and serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, then I will give you the rain for your land in its season, the early rain and the latter rain, that you may gather in your grain, your new wine, and your oil. You know, it's kind of funny. Nowadays it rains and we're like, ew, rain. We want to go outside and play. You know, back then it rained and they're like, yay, rain. We get to have food. And I will send grass in your fields for your livestock, that you may eat and be filled. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and you turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. How many people worship other gods? And I'm not even talking about mythology-wise. I'm talking about worshiping themselves. I mean, you can make yourself be a god in place of God. You can be like, I'm going to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do, what time I want to do it, you know. Lest the Lord's anger be aroused against you, and he shut up the heavens so that there be no rain, and the land yield no produce, and you perish quickly from the good land which the Lord is giving you. Therefore you shall lay up the words of mine in your heart and in your soul, and bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. Now, frontlets, if I remember correctly, correct me if I am wrong, but I think it was like a tassel thing that they used to keep, that they would remember God's word. Like I said again, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard about it once, and I don't remember 100%, but I think that's what that was. If you know, please tell me. You shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, that your days and the days of your children may be multiplied in the land of which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them, like the days of the heavens above the earth. For if you carefully keep all these commandments which I command you to do, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to hold fast to him, then the Lord will drive out all these nations from before you, and you will dispossess greater and mightier nations than yourselves. Every place on which the sole of your foot treads shall be yours, from the wilderness of Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even to the western sea shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand against you. The Lord your God will put dread of you and fear of you upon all the land which you tread, just as he has said to you. Behold, I set before you today a blessing and a curse. So there's a blessing and a curse. You get to choose which one you want. Okay? The blessing, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today. And the curse, if you do not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside from the way which I command you today, to go after other gods which you have not known. You know, God's the one. He gave us breath, life, sustenance, everything. Why would we want to worship something that is not him? It doesn't make sense. Now it shall be, when the Lord your God has brought you into the land which you go to possess, that you shall that you shall put the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal. Are they not on the other side of the Jordan, toward the setting sun, in the land of the Canaanites, who dwell in the plain opposite Gilgal, beside the terebinth trees of Moreb? Now, I don't know the significance of that. If you know, let me know. For you will cross over the Jordan and go in to possess the land which the Lord your God is giving you. And you will possess it and dwell in it, and you shall be careful to observe all the statutes and judgments which I set before you today. So he says, these are the rules. You obey the rules, good things are going to happen. You disobey the rules, bad things are going to happen. That's in any walk of life, okay? I work with kids. Have a list of rules. You obey the rules, you get stickers, you get good stuff, rewards, you get to have a party, you get to do fun things. You don't obey the rules, well, you're not going to have so much fun. You choose. And that's how it is when you grow up. You get a job. Manager says, okay, I want you to label this, and this, or do this, and this, or do that. Okay? You can either go, okay, and do it, or you can go, I'd really rather sit on my phone and text, or something, or do anything other than what they want me to do. Manager's going to come back around and see whether the work is done or not. If it's not done, they're going to go, well, I'll hire somebody that will do the work. But if it is done, they're going to go, oh, okay, you're doing a great job keeping up with this stuff and doing great, Might get a promotion, might get some incentive there, So, never know. Anyway, think about the blessings.